transitions from cities into urbanization, a large amount of money will be required. An expert at Myanmar Urban Development Conference 2013 suggested several options for Myanmar to finance the upgrade. In moving major cities toward urbanization, infrastructure and property and construction sector need to be developed, for example, to build public housings. Investment for infrastructure and construction sector will be essential for the next 10 to 20 years. Leopard Capital investment fund manager estimates that 100 to 150 billion US dollars will be required to improve the infrastructure and another 40 to 60 billion US dollars to boost property development. Compared to Thailand from 1992 to 1996, data from National Economic and Social Development Board shows that Thailand spent around 932 million US dollars in capital expenditure for buses, subways, public housing, expressway, tollways, waterworks and roads in Bangkok Metropolitan Administration. The figure equals about 180% of revenue. The Asian Development Bank projected the infrastructure investment requirement from 2001 to 2020 in urban areas of Southeast Asian countries at 54 billion US dollars and 27 billion US dollar in rural areas for annual average. To finance the transformation of Myanmar major cities, several options are available for both a public or government funding on its own and partnership with private sector, but each option has its own limitation. According to Leopard Capital, for government funding, the options are to use public revenues and taxes, raise money from new loans and debt, use loan guarantees, foreign aid and development assistance, and selling assets, land, buildings, and rights. Another way will be for the government to work with the private sector, for example, through public and private partnership via concession to develop infrastructure, joint ventures, bank guarantees, and foreign direct investment. With its strategic location between China and India and untapped natural resources, Myanmar is attracting a huge number of foreign direct investments. However, an expert believes that only the FDI alone will not be enough to support the transformation to urbanization.
FDI will create jobs, FDI will create industry, FDI will create new opportunities for retail, wholesale, recreation, etc. FDI is not going to solve your housing problem. FDI is not going to build your subway, right? Those are things that very rarely do we see as the purview of FDI. FDI, foreign direct investment, is basically rapid return on the buck, right? So people are going to invest in putting up factories because you have a qualified labor force or a cheap labor force. They're going to help you set up your shopping malls because that's consumer-led and that gives an immediate return. But FDI for long-term 25, 50-year projects, I've rarely seen.
He suggested Myanmar should find innovative ways to combine local resources, especially the land. The country has to make sure that they will capture the value of the land and not let it slip away through profit-seeking. Honorable Misang reporting from Yangon.